It says we are live.
We are live.
Wow.
Hi, everybody.
Could have fooled me.
Welcome to our first show of Did You Know?
Did you know we're live?
And we're gonna be doing some really fun stuff tonight. Tonight we're gonna take a look. We're kind of sticking to Washington for a while because I want everybody to see that we have stuff here too.
It's a weird state.
Nobody we sit up here in the very corner of the United States, like the proverbial redheaded stepchild.
I hate the glare in my glasses. I hate it. But I can't see without my glasses, so I'm kind of
yeah.
So,
hang on a minute.
It's weird.
We got comments here. Hey, Ingrid.
Hey, what's up?
So tonight, let's kind of go over a little bit what we're going to be doing.
Poor Latasha's in the back room.
Yeah, got Latasha in the back room. She's our moderator. You
guys sneak her some food in once in a while, will you? We just stuck her back there.
So anyway, we're going to be doing a lot of different stuff. We're going to be doing the paranormal stuff, of course. We're also going to be doing, like haunted locations and paranormal news and behind the scene kind of stuff, the stuff that they don't tell you. We're going to look for that, go down the rabbit hole and see what we can find, so we're going to just do just about everything on the show. It won't just be about the paranormal. So I hope you guys don't get disappointed. Since we're doing paranormal news, we might as well to remind everybody that on September 15th and 16th, we will be holding it's called the United States Paranormal Forum. We are having 30 speakers, and it's going to range from paranormal investigators to authors to UFO researchers, Bigfoot researchers, you name it. There's going to be speakers about it.
Should be a while.
There's going to be tarot readings and all kinds of things. So,
lots of people you've heard of, some you haven't.
Yeah, I want to kind of, get a little combination going so that everybody, can actually, enjoy whatever topic they love the most, so.
Well, we got a Facebook user. Hey.
Hello, whoever you are, Facebook user. It's a hi, sis and brother. I'm not sure who that is.
Well, hi, sis. And
hello.
All right,
whoever you are. It's not showing up on here with your name and stuff. You have to give permission to StreamYard too.
What a wacky.
I don't know why they do that. It's Facebook's new thing. That's what they told me.
That was Julie.
Oh, hi Julie. How you doing?
Julie.
Anyway, so I've already started receiving requests to be speakers. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, so should be cool.
I've had somebody contact me that represents the investigators and psychics and UFO researchers and all kinds of stuff, and I just sent him the email back, and hopefully he'll be able to share a few people for the event.
Thank you for sharing.
It will be, I think, if I'm not wrong, I think that there's going to be the time will be somewhere around 8 a.m. It'll start, and then there's going to be 2 days, so each day is split perfectly. And there's going to be let's see, it's going to start at 8, and I think it ends at 9 or 10 every day. So it's going to be long days for everybody. We're going to have a time where in between each speaker will speak 45 minutes, and then the 15 minutes that remain until the hour will be advertisements and talking about the last speaker, how whatever they talked about, we kind of discuss it for a few minutes, and then
it just makes sense nowadays.
To head back into the next speaker. It's gonna be a good show.
The way she's got to figure it out, that it saves people on travel.
No, it's not showing your name.
No,
you have to give. I don't know if Facebook does this. Then
I'm sure there'll be some Bigfoot speakers. Yeah, because we're covering everything.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, I'm so glad that you guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh. I'm so glad that you guys are watching. This is really exciting. This is our first show. I was going to be doing a show tomorrow night, but I think I'm going to wait until I decide exactly what I want to do on that show. It's going to be books, but I want it to be something else also.
This is the first time I've been back on.
Yeah, you guys notice? He has a face. He's still here.
I don't know, 2 years now. I don't know.
Yeah, he hasn't been on video game. Long time.
I like my privacy.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Go Army.
So tell everybody what you're doing again.
Oh well, I had surgeries, to straighten out some nerve damage and things, and
his arm.
I had carpal tunnel on this one. I had some elbow stuff, and it seemed to have worked. And I'm starting to carve again, starting to carve wood, and it's coming along pretty well.
He's going to be making carved orbs again. You guys, last time you guys loved them.
I'll have some of those ready before the Halloween season.
Yeah.
So
I love them. He took mine away from me and gave it to somebody. Got it in my house. Thanks, Ingrid.
I'm doing a special project right now. You guys will see it when I get closer to being done.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. But yeah.
So
there you go. That's what I mean.
We're doing a bunch of stuff.
We want to get back to traveling, but
yeah, we're trying to work that all out, and it will be. It takes time, you guys know. It's kind of a hard. Hello, hey, Robert. Hello. Okay, so we might as well get started, I guess. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is, like I said, we're going to be kind of concentrating on Washington right now because we are living in Washington, and we kind of want to show people that we actually have cool stuff up here too. Also, very haunted stuff up here.
We've been living here 30 years, 35, something like that.
Well, off and on for about 15 years between here and Florida.
No, we lived here longer than we lived in Florida.
Oh, I know that. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But somewhere between about 10 years, we were kind of moved back and forth between here and Florida. And then ever since then, we've lived up here. Here.
We were in Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, yeah.
Yeah. What can we say? We're gypsies.
I like traveling though.
But we've kind of slowed down a little bit. We can't travel as long and as far as we used to. But
as you know, I'm coming up on my 3rd anniversary of my heart attack.
Yeah,
here real soon, and that'd be 3 years no smoking. Yeah. And she's right there with me. So
well, kind of and kind of not. I mean, I don't smoke cigarettes anymore, but I vape once in a while. When I get crazy.
Well, hey, we all got habits.
Yeah.
Moderation, folks.
Yeah. Well, it is. And I don't do it that often. Like when I'm talking on here, you won't see me. Maybe. You won't see me doing it that often, but yeah. Okay. So let's get started.
Onward.
Let's get started.
Right.
All right. So the first thing we're going to talk about is some strange attractions that we have in Washington. Kind of like those roadside things you see and you're going, wow, I wonder what that's about. Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about right now.
Megan says she loves Washington. It's high tax here.
Yeah.
It's high. It's really expensive to live.
It's worth it if you love the outdoors.
Yeah. Oh, some beautiful stuff.
Yeah. So, okay.
I love Montana.
And I just found out today that Tosh may be coming out to visit us, her and her hubby, maybe this year or next year. So we're excited about that. Yeah,
well, actually, you got to come up. You can't come down.
Okay. So
we're up. If you guys don't know, we're in Washington State, not DC, the other one, and we are up almost as far north as you can go, sitting right behind the mountain.
Yeah, you guys can't see us that well right now, but here's where I put together some slides so that you guys can actually see these things instead of just listening to us talk about them.
Right.
Okay. So, first one, where'd it go?
What happened?
Oh, first one is called Yardbirds. And this big thing, they just restored it, I guess, according to what I read. They just restored it. And hang on, I got to get my paper. Russ, can you reach that tablet back there?
Oh, my goodness.
I know.
Sure,
I forgot to grab it, and I need it.
Well, what was the guy's name on the Fantastic Four?
Yeah, that rubber
the stretcher guy.
Stretchy guy.
Yeah, I need him.
There we go.
There we go.
I moved my desk. I finally got back at my desk, so
I am, well, like I said, I'm getting back to doing things, and my honeydew list is as long as you can possibly imagine.
You can't even imagine. Okay, so Yardbirds is a mall in Chehalis, Washington. And so, you can imagine driving down the road and seeing this big bird standing on the side of the road.
That'd be awesome, though.
But it is 30 feet tall and 60 feet long. So it's huge. I mean, you can actually see by the picture that it's not all that small. And it almost looks like a little bird coming out of the center. But
somebody built that.
Yeah.
I mean, on purpose.
I don't know if it's like got like a little gift shop in it or whatever, but I think it's really cool. They didn't give me a year on when it was originally built, but I just thought it was a cool little thing that I may have to go down and see myself. But I've never seen it. I mean, it's in Chehalis, which is kind of over on the peninsula, I
What kind
think.
of bird is that, though?
I
It
don't
says
know.
yard bird, but
Kind of looks like a crow, or yeah, like a crow, a little bit.
you make any input on what kind of bird that might be? It could be. Yeah, I think you're right, crow or sparrow, but a big
Okay.
one.
Here's the one I love the most. I've never seen it. Okay, it's called Rosie. Her name is Rosie.
We're going to actually go look for her.
Yeah, she's wearing a pink bra and a pink skirt and pink tennis shoes, which I just think is cute as hell. Okay, it's just off of Highway 112 on the Olympic Peninsula, which is west of us.
Wow.
It's right. The peninsula is right out there by the ocean. It's not in the Puget Sound. It's by the ocean. Okay, so they built her because it's in the town of I can't pronounce that. I think it's Saku, Washington, and they built that one or put her up to match the one that's in another small town just up the road from them, and his name is Gil. It's a boy fish. That's all. They really say much about it. Yeah. Let me see if they said anything else.
I'm surprised you can read that. That's dark.
No, that's pretty much what they say. Oh, there's like a sign that says "Welcome to Saku," and then she's right next to that. So if you ever come to Washington, you want to go look for her. Yeah, she's off Highway 112.
I think it'd be great.
Yeah. Okay. So the next one is this is the Wayside Chapel. Okay. Now doesn't look like that. That one looks like the one we have up here. Okay, this one is as you're heading towards Stevens Pass or coming back from Stevens Pass. It sits on the side of the road, and for some reason I don't understand, because we have one up here too.
Yeah,
it's in Marble Mount, and it's just off the road, looks just like this one.
Exactly.
The only difference is that one, if you're going to it as you're going up to Cascade Pass, it sits on the right hand side and you can stop there, or it's like I said, it's in Sultan. This one is in Sultan.
Yeah.
The weird thing is they both, you're heading towards passes, which they're not. The passes up here, I think Stevens Pass is something like 5,000 and some feet.
Yeah.
5,000 plus feet. And then Cascade is something like the same amount, I think, or is it bigger than that?
I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I thought I heard something.
So if you drive across those passes and you attempt to do them in the snow, you can't do it on Cascade Pass in the winter because they close it down because it's so high. But on Stevens Pass, if you drive in the snow over that, it's pretty dangerous because there's windy roads and hills that go up like that, and it's crazy.
The pass we have, they shut it down during the wintertime.
Yeah.
And when they finally do get it cut back and you drive through it for the first time, I have a picture of Sandy next to it, and the snow is like 4 times over her head. It's just so high up. It's a super cool. But it was a long time ago too.
Yeah, you can actually walk into these and it fits 8 people in there, and they got little pews in there that you can sit down, you can say prayers, whatever.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Yeah, they're cool. I mean, we go to the one up here quite a bit when we go by it. We always stop there. We've got pictures of standing in front of it, and our grandkids sitting in the pews inside of it, stuff. Pretty cool. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. This one is probably, there's a couple that are my favorite in these pictures. This one is called the world famous Bob's Java Jive. And back in, let me find the information. It was built in 1927. And it was originally a coffee shop, obviously by the name. And it was just off Highway 99, which is now just kind of a side road that goes from Bellingham all the way to Olympia, I think, or close to Olympia.
It's long.
Yeah, it was the only highway there was back when my family moved from Illinois to Washington in 1968. Yeah, that tells how old I am. Then that's that's the highway you had to take to go anywhere.
Yeah, now it's
north and south in Washington.
Yeah, it's one of the roads you kind of want to avoid.
Now it's nothing but traffic lights, bad traffic, and it goes through the worst parts of town.
Unfortunately,
down near Seattle, it goes through Aurora Ave or near Aurora Avenue.
That's evil.
Which is like the ladies of the evening, drug deals, you name it, and that goes into Seattle.
If you want to wind up getting assaulted, possibly dead, go ahead.
Go there. I don't know. We take 99 a lot, so
we don't stop a lot either.
No, we did. We have to stop at the traffic light.
Well, I mean, at certain things, of course,
right,
but
right.
We know better.
Yeah.
Let
me see if I got any more information.
It's a very cool place.
Oh, now it's still being used.
Yeah.
Now it's a bar.
Really?
Where they do karaoke, have live music. It's just this little bitty bar in Tacoma. And I want to go find it again. I think it sits on Highway 99.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know exactly where it's at.
Yeah. So anyway, that's Bob's Java Jive. That's hard to say. Bob's Java Jive. I don't know what it's called now, but that's the original building anyway.
I'm sure it still has Bob on it.
I remember seeing it quite a few times when I was a kid. When we go down to.
Well, we lived in Tacoma for a while.
Right.
I've seen it quite a few times.
You almost moved. Who was that? Ingrid almost moved to Washington. That's beautiful here. I mean, you'd love it if get kind of out in the sticks a little bit. It's the only issue with that is having to drive like 20 minutes to get to town, but it's well worth the sitting outside of any town, anywhere in Washington. So, yeah. Okay. So the next one I got is this. I love this. It is a radio, if any younger people, a radio flyer wagon.
Yeah.
It sits in a park in Spokane, Washington, which is like right before you head into Idaho. It is 12 feet high, 22 feet long. It was built in 1990, and it has 26 tons of steel, reinforced with concrete. And it's at the Riverfront Park. We got to go there.
Yeah.
We got to go there.
Yeah. Because I had one.
When I was a kid, I had one of these. And my cousin had one of these. And we'd have little races. My sister would pull me or something. And his sister would pull him. And we'd race down the driveway or whatever.
Well, I don't know. But I wish I could go back really as a kid and just get my toys. And bring them back with me.
Oh my God, yeah! I had some cool toys
because they would be so they don't make them like that anymore, and they'd be so dang cool.
Kids don't like playing with toys anymore. No. They like playing video games.
No, we had to go out. I mean, my dad, we were poor. I mean, what's your definition of poor? We ate every night, and we had a
roof over your head.
Yeah. So what's the definition of poor?
Yeah.
But
hey, Dan.
We had to go out and we had to invent stuff to play with. It was a cool.
I mean, my
childhood.
My parents bought a refrigerator one time when we were living back in Illinois. I was just a little bitty squeak, and
Dan the man.
And we took the box from it because it was pretty tall, and my sister and I made a clubhouse out of it.
Yeah,
it was great. Yeah. We had the best time in that box. And we didn't, and it didn't have to be a toy or anything. It just had to be something we could play with.
All right, right. We're old people and we're starting to reminisce down memory lane.
But that's okay. That's okay. But anyway, so that's here in Washington.
I grew up in the mountains in New Hampshire. Nice.
I've never been in the New England states. It's on my bucket
Tasha
list.
said she pulled her daughter in one.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
We used to play with ours all the time.
Yep.
We had. I had
crashed in a few of them too.
My bicycle. Interesting enough, they had the Radio Flyer bicycle. It was a Red Rider bicycle or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was red.
Right.
It matched. Had fun with it.
Okay. All right. Now here's another one.
That's cool.
Now I remember this. I saw this in I said 1968 earlier. It was actually 1965 when we moved here. But the 1965, I saw these. It was attached to a gas station. Okay. It was like a Western style gas station. It was on Highway 99 coming through the Seattle area, where is now all of Boeing.
Yep.
Boeing took over everything out there.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a runway out there or anything. It was just Highway 99, 2 lanes, one way and the other way. And so, yeah.
Not now.
They actually saved these, the hat and the boots, and they brought them to this park. It's now in the Georgetown neighborhood suburb of Seattle. Actually, we investigated a lot of places in Georgetown.
Very cool haunted place there.
Yeah, and I think
very cool.
I think I seen this when we were there because
they're right down the road.
Yeah, we were talking about it.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find the information about it.
They've moved it around quite a few times.
Where's the hat? Okay, it was established. The gas station was established, and these were built in 1954 on Highway 99. They were moved and restored in 2003, so they've been in this park since.
Oh, it's neat they restored them.
They considered the hat and the boots the largest kind of attraction as far as hat and boots go in the United States. So yeah, we got the record for the biggest hat and the biggest boots.
And I get it. What's the big deal? It's a big hat and a big boot. That's it. Yeah, it's a big hat and a big boot. It's cool.
When we were kids, it was cool because you see all these strange things along the road, and you say, "Oh, Mom, Dad, can we go?" And of course, my parents they always went, but yeah, they kind of spoiled us. Okay, here's another one. This is actually a shark head on the side of a building.
Yeah.
It's in Ocean Shores, Washington. Where's the information about it? It's called Sharkies. It's called Sharkies, and it is a gift shop. So you can go in there, and it's really in a good place, local wise, because the ocean is just right, down the street from it.
I'm taking it you go through the shark's mouth to go in.
Yeah.
Cool.
You go in the shark's mouth.
I'm down.
Yeah, we got to go there.
Yeah.
See, I've been living in Washington all my life. I've never seen any of these, well, except for the hat and the boots, and the chapels. Yeah.
The chapels, the hat, and the boot, but the rest of them, no.
And it shows how long we've been in the paranormal because
it shows you
where do we go? The haunted places, right? So
well, we've always hung out in large clusters of 2.
No, we had a team, but it was just me and Russ from
a long
1982.
Wow.
To when did we? And then in 2000 we started our team, and then by 2008 we let everybody kind of went their own way.
I'm starting to feel like my grandparents. Okay, now when I talk to my grandparents, they would talk about stuff that happened in the 1800s. Okay,
right,
because it was 1950. So
yeah, I was 8. Whoever said that.
Yeah, and now we're the ones that are sitting here and the countdown's going on, and we're back in the 1900s.
Wait, I'm trying to think here. No, I wasn't. Was I? Yeah, I was 8. I was 8 years old. Yeah, I bet you that is Rhonda.
Rhonda,
because she knows when I was born. Okay. Anyway, so Sharkies, Ocean Shores, cool. Washington. If you ever make it to Washington and you go out on the peninsula,
I bet they got good food too.
I bet no, they don't serve food.
It's just a gift shop.
It's a gift shop. I don't know. Maybe in the past they did. That's all the information they had on the website. And by the way, all this information came off of only in your state website. So if you want to look at that and look at your state to see what maybe something you don't know about, that's the place to go.
Everyone said in my day. Yeah.
Okay.
I understand.
So we're going to take that one off. Oh, and put this one up. Okay. So these are haunted locations in Washington. Now, I could have put a lot more up, but I didn't want to sit here and bore you guys to death with maybe information you're not interested in. So, yeah, in my day, yes, exactly, Robert.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's why, that's what I always thought was supposed to be what the paranormal was about, is to share your experiences. And when you go into these different locations and stuff, and you have something you want to share, then you should share it with the younger teams or the younger people.
Yeah.
Just coming into the paranormal, and that's what Russ and I have always believed in, and I still do, even at my age. So, and we're still going.
Share what you know, because I gotta tell you, there is no correct way to investigate.
No, there's no right or wrong. It's just how you perceive it.
Well, of course, I don't like provoking, but
no, we don't do that. But okay.
Other than that,
so it says haunted locations in Washington, the ones that are awesomely haunted. Okay.
Awesomely haunted.
Okay, this is a picture of the Palace Hotel in Port Townsend, and all the hotels there are haunted. We didn't stay in this one, but we stayed in another one, and it was haunted too.
It was weird.
Yeah, it's weird things happened while we were there. I don't know much about the ghosts in that place because they didn't really say. They didn't say what the experiences was, or what are you doing?
Well, I just go ahead with what you're doing.
Okay, so anyway, so that's the Palace Hotel. All pretty much what I'm going to show you is in Port Townsend or on the peninsula, which is across the water from us. Okay, so Port Townsend is an amazing town. Like I said, if you ever come to Washington, you're going to want to go to Port Townsend because all the buildings are original. They have lighthouses out there. They have old military forts out there, and we're going to kind of talk about
not to mention, I got to tell you, the people out there are wonderful.
Yeah.
They'll tell you, they'll talk to them, they'll tell you anything you want to know,
and they're not afraid to talk about their ghosts either. So that's what makes it cool.
They really bring that up.
Now, I know a team that stayed at the Palace Hotel, and they're based out of Seattle, and they said it's amazing. There's a lot of stuff going on there. So I didn't really get into details with them, but yeah. All right. So the next place, this is Fort Worden, or at least a tiny piece of it. Its expanse is quite a bit of ground, and you can stay there. You can stay in the houses on Military Row. You can stay in the old barracks houses.
Yep.
And you can rent this one place in particular. It's called Charlie's Castle or something like that.
I can't remember.
And I can't remember, but he built it, and I can't remember what his name is right now. I should have looked that up. But anyway, you can stay in it, and it's very haunted too. So, and the whole thing, you go inside all these bunkers and stuff. It is creepy as all get out. I mean, and they have these things, these little walkways. You know the walkways I'm talking about. They go inside the walls and takes you.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if you're claustrophobic and afraid of the dark, you might want to take a flashlight.
Yeah.
It gets pretty black and it gets pretty tight.
Okay, because you can walk into the front door of the room, and then you can look to your left or your right, and there's a space about a person size.
Yeah, and it goes
wide
all the way around.
It goes all the way around that room behind it. And it goes other places too.
I had the weirdest experience in there once. Well, not there, but I think it was at
it was at Fort Casey.
Fort Casey. Yeah. It was a communication room, and the communication room was black as pitch too. And I didn't have a flashlight, and I was actually feeling with my hands going along the wall.
Right.
Ran into a person, scared the crap out of him, me. I think we both dang near Peter Pants.
Right.
And he goes, I'm good. I'm not.
And I can tell you something, honestly, we walked up there and we were going to take Dobby in there with us.
He wouldn't go.
And he would not go in there.
He wouldn't go.
It's pretty creepy. We were with another team one time, not at this place, but at the Fort Casey, which is basically right across the sound from it. And we got all kinds of EVPs out of there. Now, think about this for a second. You're using a ghost box, which relies on, what do they call it?
Radio
waves. And this room it used to be the old radio
it's
communications.
designed to block radio waves.
Yeah. So it's like the concrete is like 6 feet thick, and the ceiling and the floor. There's only one way in and one way out.
It's probably got a fear or what do I call a fear cage, but a steel mesh frame in the concrete.
Yep.
I can just imagine how many layers of that are in there.
But there was two different devices used. One was the Phasmobox app. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it.
It was neat.
And the other one was the regular Ghost Box. And so we were using our Ghost Box. The other girl was using the Phasmobox, and we all were getting EVPs. I mean, the same EVPs.
Yeah.
Or one would do it and the other one wouldn't, and vice versa.
What I find creepy about that plasma.
Yeah, I don't like it that much.
It sounds like it's coming from the bottom of a well.
Yeah, it's like reverberating real bad.
It's really weird.
I don't really care for it. But anyway, so this is Fort Worden. If you go out here and then you go past it, there's a lighthouse out there that they're supposed to be opening back up again. Yes, I'm excited. And it's supposed to be haunted as well.
We've had some interesting times in lighthouses out here too.
Yeah, we have. Actually, there's a lighthouse over by Fort Casey. It's weird.
Another
story. And actually, you know what? I'm not going to talk about it because we'll share it later. But yeah. Very cool. Very cool place.
Is this where I met my guy?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. Russ had an interesting experience when we were out at Fort Worden. I don't know if some of you may have heard this story already, but it was cool.
It was witnessed by everybody. My grandchildren were
had all three of our grandchildren with us. It was me and Russ, and we had just came out of this building.
I'm former military. You might be able to tell.
Yeah.
And
so you take it from there.
We were just standing there. We're kind of wrapping up. Going to take a ride, maybe go get something to drink. Just doing what we do. And all of a sudden, this guy he just appeared.
Yeah.
And the very second that he did that, we noticed him.
Well, we didn't. It wasn't like he just like appeared in front of us. It was like we saw him walking down the sidewalk on the side of the building, and then come around the corner, and he was walking very robotic.
Yeah, and me and him locked eyes, and it's almost a kinship. I don't know if you guys understand that, but guys have been in the military, even the gals,
yeah,
you kind of know, and we locked gaze upon each other, and the dude just came straight at me and he was, like I said, he was like a robot. And he had on a really weird uniform,
and he
which
didn't
is
blink.
Interesting. No, not at all, ever. He was taught, of course, right out the gate, the first thing I do, military service member, I thank them for their service. It's very important. If you see somebody, they're in the military or first responders or anything, thank them for the service. My God.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what I did. And he did as well. And then he started asking, he's like, he asked me where I was deployed at, and I told him Korea. And this guy looked at me like he didn't know where this place. And this day and age, everybody knows the country of Korea.
Mm-hmm.
We know about that war. When we shook hands, he was just super ice cold,
and it wasn't that cold of a day. So.
Yeah. He didn't really acknowledge any of the grandchildren.
No, he was looking straight at Russ.
Yeah, it was heavy weird. And it's almost like I knew him from a past.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a weird sense like that.
But he didn't. Yeah. Did you mention the Korean War?
No, I just mentioned that I was in Korea. He didn't even know where Korea was.
He didn't even know about the Korean War.
Right.
Because if you think he's a spirit, he wouldn't know about it because
this base has been around, or this place has been around since Civil War times.
Right.
So it's been around a long time. This guy, we finally did research on his uniform and tracked it down. He was a World War I doughboy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So ghosts are real, and they can just appear out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because this guy, once we got done, he turned. I mean, everything was like
say goodbye. He didn't even say goodbye.
No,
he just started walking down the sidewalk.
So we gathered the kids up, and we start to leave.
And you gotta mention that's only like about 5 minutes, or well, 3 minutes. Because the car was ready to go. Basically, just climbed in and go. So
he went from where we were and covered the distance of a military parade ground on the opposite side going out. If you guys been on a military parade ground, they're huge.
It's huge. It's bigger than a football field.
They're big.
So
he didn't cut across it; he went around it, and then he just poof disappeared.
Right.
They got a picture of a Civil War soldier standing there too. So
it wasn't so much that he disappeared, but he was halfway down the sidewalk on the other side.
I couldn't find him
near the entrance. And he was walking doing that robotic walk, and
it wasn't cold.
Staring straight ahead, kind of like he was doing a military march.
It was
crazy.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, ghosts are real.
Oh yeah, when you see a solid one, don't doubt it, because they can't. That guy, I truly believe, and I've talked to several other paranormal investigators, and they truly believe, but what we saw was an actual ghost, but he had enough energy to manifest himself into solid form.
When I was a kid, I mean, not to bore you with anything else, but when I was a kid, I was sick like Sandy. I had double pneumonia, almost croaked, all that good stuff. I was quarantined in my room. They let me out. It wasn't my room, it was my sister's room, because there's 3 boys, 1 girl. Guess who got the solo room? Anyway, she had to sleep on the couch while I was getting better. And my dead uncle came and visited me, and he was as real as Sandy is right now. Told me how to live and everything else. When he left, he opened the door. He walked out. I had to get something to drink, so I was about 10, I guess. I don't know.
No, 7,
maybe 7. Oh well, who can remember their actual
I remember
age?
his history better than he
does. But I got, my mom was sitting there, and the living room's right there. You got to walk, because my dad probably did that on purpose, keep an eye on my sister. But anyway, my mom was real quick to go, "Are you okay? Who was you talking to in there?" And I go, "God, you guys didn't see me. Just walked out, I mean, I was a little kid. I'm going to lie about that." And nobody came out there, and I looked up on the wall, and I go, "Well, there's this picture right there." My dad almost fell over in his chair. That guy had been killed 3 years before I was born, hit by a train.
So you never met him?
Nope.
His name, they called him Junebug.
Yep.
And that's, yeah. He saw that picture. He said he almost fainted because
that was him.
He didn't. Yeah.
So yeah, ghosts can come in any form, I suppose. Yeah. Really weird. Anyway, on with the show.
I'm sorry. Did you know you caught 5 spirits in the part on the right side?
I didn't know that.
It wasn't surprised. I've never really analyzed this photo. I just liked it, so I kept it. See, that's about it. Okay.
Very cool.
1 second. I forget where I'm at here. I gotta go back to comments here. All right. Oh, cool. Thanks, Ingrid. I think so too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a ghost. Yeah.
Okay. This place. Now, there's a town. Across the waters from us called Port Gamble. It used to be a company town where you'd go to the company store, you'd buy company food at the grocery store. You know what I mean? It was
the company owned you.
Yeah, the company owned you, and you lived on the ground in the town. You had to live in the town. Yeah. Okay, so Port Gamble was one of those towns. This house that you're looking at right now is called the Walker Ames house. Mr. Walker built this house for his wife. Then I think she died and he moved away or something, but then the Ames family owned it, and they had children with a nanny that took care of the children. In the house, I've been in there, I think, twice now. Never have investigated, but just kind of a walkthrough kind of investigation to see if we can catch anything. Got up in the attic. If you look on the top where there's a rounded window, that's the attic room where the kids would play. And there was toys, they'd have all their toys and stuff in there. Well, the nanny is very protective over them. We walked into, wasn't that you? I think it was Russ that started to walk into this off section of the attic, and he couldn't walk through it. We couldn't enter that space.
No.
and I think it was the nanny trying to protect the kids. That's what I picked up on.
Did not want me in there.
And the kids play tricks on people when they come in there. And then in the basement, there is another woman supposedly. Now I picked up on a man, but you just never know with spirits if they're just going to kind of do a walkthrough or whatever.
Enough.
But yeah, this place is extremely haunted, and if you go to Port Gamble, you can actually rent it for an investigation. So
it's what, 200-300 years old. The house?
No, it's
100 years old.
Well,
it's got to be over 100.
Yeah, I guess it would be now.
Yeah,
but,
I thought about around 2. But anyway, even at 100, 150 years old, how many people, how many souls have been in that house?
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful on the inside. It's got the fireplaces with the carved stuff around it.
I'm that guy. You see, when I go, I'm doing a history. I mean, I'm doing a ghost hunt, but I'm doing a history thing at the same time, because I do this all the time. I'll stop her and I'll go, can you imagine when Abraham Lincoln walked through here? We're standing here. Yeah.
How exciting would that be? I mean, to be able to meet President Lincoln or his wife. I mean, we've been to his house in Springfield.
Yeah.
Wow. I get cold chills now thinking about it, the cold chills I got from that house. It was crazy.
That's the way I am with history. I like to experience it.
Yeah. I mean, because you got to see his room and her room. They had 2 parlors. One was his for the men, and one was hers for the women.
Men. Now, this is the weird thing, guys. This is not a sexual thing, but men used to sleep with men.
No, that is the front side of the house. Yeah. The back side, I've never been around the back of it, so
I don't know if it because when they would travel a lot, men would sleep with men, women would sleep with women.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a gay thing. It was just the way it was.
Yeah, it was just a proper thing to do.
Yep.
Like if a couple came to visit the people that own the house,
the males would sleep.
Or if it was like a single guy that come to visit.
Well, I mean, if they're married, of course.
Of course they're going to sleep in the same bed.
But I'm talking about single people.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the Walker Ames house. It's in Port Gamble, Washington. We actually did our first ghost conference, not in the house, but in the town.
If you zoom on the window, you can stand in the window.
On the side
top over here.
I can't zoom in on it, but talking about this one, or maybe this one. I don't know. I'll look at it later. I have the pictures, but yeah. Okay, so that's the Walker Ames house. Very haunted. The whole town, by the way, Port Gamble, that whole town is completely haunted.
Yep.
The cemetery, we got the weirdest portal picture I've ever seen. If you guys have never caught one, it's a wild situation, because we were out there at night and we didn't see it with our own eyes. But when I took the picture, there was like a round portal like thing right behind the fence of the cemetery. And I'd never seen anything like that. And it wasn't the camera, because I actually took the picture and had it analyzed by a professional, and they said, I don't know what that is. And we do that. We've done that a lot.
Yeah.
We question our own pictures. We do that.
I mean, it really, if you have if you got a picture and you're pretty solid about it, your thinking is pretty solid about it, have it checked out.
Yeah.
What's harm?
That way you can honestly say you had it checked out, and this is what they said about it.
I'm proud to say that I got a picture that's in the Library of Congress.
Yeah, we do.
Yep.
And you're actually going to get to see that picture. Okay. Now this house is no longer there because they tore it down. And I'll tell you why. This place is called Starvation Heights. This woman, Linda Hazard, came up with this crazy idea about inviting people to this place and then saying that she could cure their whatever, that she could cure all their diseases.
Yeah, diseases.
Well, when eventually, after a while, when people didn't start hearing from these people, they got hold of like their relatives or whatever. They got hold of the police or something, and the police went out there and they arrested Linda Hazard. I wish I'd have put a picture up of her.
Right.
Linda Hazard.
Her remedy for everything was fasting.
Yeah. And there was 2 sisters there that end up, by the time they found them, I think they were like skin and bones. There was nothing left of them basically. It's kind of like look like people that are really anorexic, where they just get down to, you can see their bones and just kind of skin hanging on bones.
She never cured anybody.
No. But they they arrested her, and the house sat empty for a really long time, and then finally the owners of the property that had bought it tore the house down because paranormal investigators were going out there without getting permission to go on the property and all kinds of stuff. It was just a big mess. And so they tore the house down. It's not there anymore, but I thought you guys might want to see the house anyway.
Yeah, that's the reason.
It was in Olalla, Washington.
Starvation Heights. She starved all those people to death.
Yeah, I think there's like a memorial thing out there, but that's about it. But I think, Russ and I are very convinced that if you go to a place where someone has passed away, even if the building's not there, still go there and check it out. If you have permission or whatever, go check it out. Yeah. Because you might get EVPs or something. And we've done that a lot. So
because here's my kind of theory on that. Like in a residual haunting, their walls, their surroundings are there. They ain't there for us, but they're there for them. So if the house is there, the house was there, is torn down. In their reality, the house is still there. They're still going through their stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So next place is me and Russ's favorite building in all of Washington, because we've investigated 5 times. That window on the top floor there
our old business
is our old office. We actually did tours of the town from that office right there.
That place is freaking haunted.
That place there, we documented 7 different ghosts in that place.
There'd be ghosts in that place.
Yeah, there'd be lots of ghosts in that place. Yeah,
no doubt. If you want to experience paranormal, go there.
Yeah, there's an old man. There's a little kid. There's one of the prostitutes that used to work upstairs. There's a guy up there that we think must have been like a bouncer or something, because he was mean as all get out.
This is how good this place is. We had a guy, Don Angel. I love this guy. I miss him. I wish I knew where he was.
Yeah.
He does video. He wasn't convinced. I mean, he really wasn't. He went into the bathroom.
Very skeptical.
He's in the bathroom. He comes back out, and this man's a professional. His leg's wet. And I'm going, what the heck happened? He said, somebody came up beside me and told me to get out.
No, they whispered in his ear, get out.
Yeah.
Now he's in the bathroom.
This man is a professional. Okay. I believe him. I believe him 100%. He didn't have an accident. Nobody was drinking. None of that crap.
Yeah.
It wasn't an accident.
The bar people, they were always girls. When we were there, they were always girls.
And they did this to him. They did this to him because he was not mocking, but questioning.
Yeah. And they wanted to prove to Don Angel.
They didn't hurt him.
They were real.
They scared him.
But we got a lot of pictures there.
Don Angel never came back.
No. No. But the girls behind the bar are always getting pinched. The chairs, they would put the chairs up on the table to clean the floors at night. And they'd leave and go do something for a second, come back, and the chairs would be back down where they were.
Yeah.
So, weird stuff. And there's a photo, a picture of a lady on the wall. Her name was Billy. She used to own the building. At that time was called Billy's Tavern, and her portrait kept flying off the wall and landing in the middle of the floor. I mean, there's just no way it could do it. It was a heavy frame photo.
It's a big picture.
I don't know where it's at right now.
It's behind the bar.
Yeah,
or by the dance floor now.
Yeah,
where the musicians are.
Right. Say. She loved to listen to the music, and so every time this one owner kept moving her, kept putting her photo back up by the bar, and she didn't want to be there. She wanted to be up by the band where she always sat.
Yeah.
When she was there, and so every time they put her back by the bar, her picture would fly down off the wall. And they showed us pictures of it crashed on the floor, and everybody told the same story. We did like a separate interview with each of them because we wanted to see if they were trying to scam us, So anyway, yeah. And she told us by EVP
about moving the picture.
Something about moving the picture. Yeah. But anyway,
oh man, missing sandwiches. There's all kind of
downstairs,
stories there.
I mean, just you walk down the stairs to the lower bar. There's 2 bars, main floor and lower bar, and it's like a sports bar, I think, or something.
It was a speakeasy.
Well, no, it wasn't a speakeasy.
Back in the day, yeah.
Early, yeah, I guess it was.
It
Yeah.
was.
But anyway, you walk down those stairs, and right in the center of that stairwell, there's this energy that comes in your feet. It's crazy. And there's nothing below it. It's only like a closet that's below it where the stairs go down. And
the stairs vibrated.
Russ caught. I'm going to show you 2 pictures. Okay. Now it might be hard to see, but I hope not. Anyway, okay. Russ took a picture of the stairwell. 10 pictures in all.
I just zap up.
A series of pictures. And in 2 of the pictures, we caught this guy. Can you see him? He's right there in the middle of those 2
he's got a bald head. You can see his his sideburns coming down.
People said, "Oh, it's just something else." Well, it's not, because he turns his face. We actually took this one to a photographer and had them put it on some kind of analysis thing.
He's there,
and he shows the movement in his head.
Yeah,
First he's looking up the stairs, then he's turning. In this picture, he's turning his head towards Russ, taking the picture. Well, there was a cop that got killed in the lower bar, stabbed to death, from what we understand.
Stabbed or shot?
Yeah, well, it's stabbed, I think. But anyway, he ends up dying right where I was talking about, in the center of that stairwell. He dies. His name was Henry, and he dies on the stairwell.
Yeah.
So his energy is still
right there.
Right there. So that's where the picture came from, right in that area. Okay, now this other one you can't see very well because of the way the picture was took. But anyway, this is on my I just took it off my computer because I couldn't find the original pictures. But this was taken by a friend of ours who set up a tripod with a camera with a timer on it, and it was an infrared film, I think, at the time.
So, yeah.
And she just, and we were all upstairs, and see this light over here? That's not a light. All the lights are out down there. There's no light anywhere down there. It's in darkness. And that light is like an energy, like almost like a portal almost opening up. And right below that is an old lady that looks exactly like,
we think that's Billy.
Like Billy. Same kind of dress, like in the portrait.
White hair.
All that. And that, if you notice, there's that light is shining down onto the pool table and stuff over here too, and it lets her, you see the top part of her really good. But if you want to see this picture, message me and I'll send you a copy of it so you can look at it. And
I guarantee there was no light source down there.
No, none. And this is over behind, right where the stairs are, right here.
If you look up, you'll see this green little dot right up there. That's the exit sign.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, that's only even the flicker of light that was on down there.
We had to keep that on for emergency, there's safety concerns when you're
they have a security system up, cameras. Yeah. So anyway, this place is Russ and my favorite because it's the only place that we ever caught any real evidence of paranormal activity as far as photos go.
Yep.
So I hope you guys like this because I enjoyed it. Like I said, if you want to see either one of these photos, like remember they've both been looked at. They've both been done by professionals in every way they can or could. And yeah, and they were with digital cameras. So no, wait.
No, she was filmed.
Hers was filmed. That's one of the lady.
Digital.
But Russ's was digital, but an older camera. I mean, it was.
Oh yeah, technology was a little different.
You got to remember the 1980s. So
yeah, Well, no, that was 90s, not the 80s.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah. No.
Right?
No, that was like 2006, I think.
This is what happens when you're together almost 5 decades.
Well, I mean, I've probably forgotten about more haunted places in this country than you guys can ever imagine. So.
I still remember the Highview Hilton. We investigated that guy that jumped or fell.
And the upstairs, there's a really mean guy. And if I can find that audio clip, I will play it for you guys.
We had a whole thing.
I mean, he was so clear that you would think there was another person in the room with us.
He is the one.
And he says in there, "I am the one," and there's a whole story behind that.
Yeah.
But we are running out of time.
Yeah, we are.
Actually, where'd my timing thing go?
6:55.
Yeah, because we're over our time right now, but it's okay. It's our show, so we can do what we want.
It's my party. I'll do it. Anyway, you guys do not want me to sing.
But anyway, so let me tell you a little bit about the upstairs. Okay, the upstairs was a brothel. It was ran by a businesswoman in town. She didn't want anybody to know she was doing it. So she hired people, like,
you guys know what business.
Yeah, bouncers to kick the drunks out if they were getting too ornery. And so when you go up there, the first thing Russ and I felt was like a feeling, and I'm sure you guys have experienced this too, that funhouse effect where you feel like you're off balance and you're kind of walking sideways or something. It's kind of what it feels like up there, and it's not the floor. The floor is very stable there. That building was built in 1898, I think it was, or 99, I don't know, but it was fully established by 1910. I know that much, but I think they were building it. But it's right on the waterfront in Snohomish, Washington.
1898, I do believe.
Yeah, I think it was too. But anyway, so we had the office up there. Russ and I, we found some interesting things about this building. If you go in the bathroom, there's a roof, like a little doorway, little square on the roof. If you push it up, you can look up in there. Like if you had a ladder, you could look up in there into the attic area.
Crawl space access.
Yeah, and we had put one of our team up there, and he was a little skinny guy, so the guys lifted him up so he could see.
You had to get on somebody's shoulders to get. It's tall.
Yeah, it's like the roof was like 10 foot tall.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, in the bathroom anyway. So yeah, so anyways, we found a room up there and an additional room, and there used to be still a door at the back of the building, and there used to be a stairwell that went up to that door. That was one of the rooms, one of the crypts, I would say.
I would think so.
But he's like, he was up there, and all of a sudden he felt like he's being pushed down. So something was up there. We don't know. I think it was the bad guy that I called.
Well,
the bad guy.
And he
never gave us his name. So
he put the lid back down for the ceiling access,
Yeah.
And so, we wanted to make sure that everything got put back properly. It wasn't maybe 30 minutes later, we're all sitting around just talking, and we heard this boom, and went in there and looked. There's no way in heck that any one person could have pulled a prank, even using anything to poke with.
I don't think you could reach it.
No. And that damn thing was back off again.
Yeah. Well, it was slid to the side.
Yeah.
Like somebody had slid it.
This happened after
But they made a loud noise just to get our attention, to make sure we saw that.
I'm sorry, we have to investigate. If it's in my younger days, if it was dark, spooky, and crappy, and you had to move right side of the way, I was your boy.
Yeah, Mr. Mole here.
I'd go. It didn't matter to me.
But anyway, so that is our show for the night, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it because these are the things that I've been looking up, and I got a lot more to go. So some of the things we'll be talking about is some of the strangeness that happens in Washington, that has happened in Washington State, or unsolved disappearing people or whatever. We got a lot of that up here too.
You know what I'm worried about?
What?
Latasha in the hole down there.
Yeah, we got Tasha in the back room, what we call the back room. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. One second, let me take this off here for a second. There we go.
Oh, good Lord.
Okay.
You didn't have to do that.
We're kind of all itty bitty over there, but we had a great time, and it's so nice to be back on the air with my honey again. So I miss him. I miss him because he's like my fill-in guy.
I've been right here.
Fill-in guy, but he doesn't want to get on video. But he needs a haircut.
It ain't about me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Never has been.
But anyway,
I'm starting to look like one of my nieces. I gotta cut this. I'm not 25 anymore.
Right.
I used to have hair. Oh, I had long hair.
Yeah, that mustache used to be black. Now it's gray. Just like my gray hair. But anyway, guys, we love you. You guys take care, and we will see you next Friday.
Now she's complaining about my mustache.
No. Same bat time, same bat channel on Did You Know? Bye, everybody.
Let her out of the hole now.